Welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. You know, the young women that you're going to meet today refuse to sit back and just be victims of an attack. They stayed calm, they used their wits, and they escaped. Now, in March of 1998, 21-year-old Stephanie was at work, and she ran out of the back of her work to go to the car to see if she could get something in the middle of the afternoon, and her life has never been the same. I want you to take a look at this. It started in this parking lot. A several-hour ordeal of kidnapping, rape, and mental torture. Stephanie, a 22-year-old customer service rep, stepped away from her desk to retrieve something from her car. She noticed a strange-looking young man leaning against a lamppost. As she walked past him, she felt something just wasn't right. Her instincts were correct. Within seconds, this man was right next to Stephanie's car. He lifted his shirt to reveal a 9mm gun and ordered her to give him a ride. As they drove off, Stephanie knew that she would have to fight to live another day. Please welcome Stephanie to the show. You know, we were just commenting, and I'm going to tell you, I have to. I'm going to say it right now. I want to applaud her right now for her strength and her courage for even coming on the show. Because, and I got a lot of young ladies sitting in this room, and you're going to hear something today. I want you to pay very close attention. This may be contrary to what you've heard before about this kind of situation, but it's the reason why she sits here. What happened to you when you walked out to your car?
It was an ordinary day. I was on my last break from my work, middle of the day, and I had walked out to get a radar detector from my car. And as I was walking out, I noticed a guy that was kind of standing out there by a light, looked at me as if maybe he knew me or he wanted to say something. I had kind of a funny feeling about it, but at that time I didn't really pay attention to it, which I wish I had, but I walked to the car and kind of opened the passenger side and halfway sat on the seat and leaned in to get the radar detector. And just right after that, I felt a presence by me, and I turned, and between my open car door and myself, this man was standing there. And he pulled up his shirt and had a gun tucked into his pants.
And he said what to you?
Well, first, I actually said to him, my first instinct was, he's going to rape me. And I said, please don't rape me. And he actually told me I'm not going to. But he told me to scoot over into the driver's seat. So I had to scoot over, and he got in and asked me to drive.
And when you say asked, he told you to drive and told you if you do anything wrong, he's going to blow your brains out. So the whole time he's got this gun on you right now?
Yes, he's got the gun on me the entire time.
Immediately, though, you started thinking a little bit, right? Even then, did you not?
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him what you did. You started talking to him, trying to talk to him, right, at first?
I did. I felt scared. I felt like I wanted to cry or scream, but I knew that that was not going to be something that was good. And I started, you know, talking to him.
Meanwhile, he's got you driving around, no destination in sight.
He had me turn down a dirt road.
And what crossed your mind right then?
Oh, as soon as I saw where we were going, I thought for sure he was going to kill me. All I saw was mountains and fields, and there's no cars, there's no people, buildings, nothing out there. And the further we got down, it ended up being about 7 miles down this road. I thought for sure, this is where he's going to kill me, and they're never going to find my body out here. And I had started thinking about what was going to happen to my family and friends after he killed me. But he hadn't killed me yet. And as easy as it might have been to give up or to just say this is going to happen and I don't know what to do to get out of the situation, it's not over till it's over.
Absolutely.
And I didn't give up.
He made you stop the car and told you to get undressed.
Yes.
And without detail, he raped you?
He did. Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
And I can't imagine for a second, you've been in this car for 2 hours at this point.
Yeah.
He's promised you he's not going to rape you. In between this period of time, did he give you any indication he was going to do that?
He didn't give me any indication that he was going to rape me. He told me several times that he would kill me, but he never told me he was going to rape me.
You turned the tables on him.
Yeah.
Now explain how you turned the tables on him.
Well, after he had raped me, I thought, okay, this is where he's gonna kill me, and who knows what after, if he's gonna try to get away or kill himself. But I still had a chance. I still needed to do anything I could to try to get out of the situation. So I started talking to him. He had told me that he had just got out of prison. He had got out 2 weeks earlier. Told him that if he did happen to go back to prison, that I would write to him, just to make him think that I would be friendly and trying to get some reassurance that he wouldn't kill me. I didn't get the reassurance I was looking for.
But then you started saying things to him like you really liked him.
Yeah. I asked him, I told him, I said, it's starting to get dark outside. I can't see well at night, which is not true, but he doesn't know the difference. And I said, maybe we should start heading back, and expecting fully that that would never happen. And miraculously, he said, okay. And I started driving, and I started talking to him about himself. And
he started filling you in, telling you about his mom.
Sure did.
Where he lived, started touching you because you became his girlfriend.
Yes.
Kind of.
I started telling
him. In his mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I started telling him that I didn't see it as a kidnapping. I didn't see it that way, that it was fate that brought us together, and that I wouldn't turn him in. I would play a song on the radio and say this could be our song. Anything I could think of, anything to make him think that I was not going to do anything.
And this is slowly reeling this guy in. Here's a guy who thinks that he came to assault and rape, but now all of a sudden he's walking out of the picture with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Probably something that he wanted to begin with. Let me take a break, and you tell us when you come back how you actually escaped. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. Today we're talking to women who refuse to just be victims of a violent attack, and they did something to get themselves out of that situation. This happened, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about how you got away, but I gotta stop for a second. You, for the last 6, 7 minutes, you tell me this like you're reading the story.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
When's Stephanie ever gonna deal with what happened to her?
For a long time, I thought that I was dealing with it really well. I thought, I'm strong, I'm getting through this, I'm going on with my life, I'm trying my best not to be scared. And it's been the past year or so that I've realized that there's some issues I didn't really deal with fully.
Some of it's coming back.
It is, yeah. The flashbacks and stuff aren't as much, but it's affected my life a lot, and I've now realized that although I've dealt with it okay, there's some issues I need to deal with, and...
Like what? Because there are other ladies who have been through this and have done the same thing you did, try to be strong, put on this big outward face that I'm okay, nothing's wrong with me, and then 3 years later, 4 years later, it keeps coming back. And coming back. What? Give me one of those issues.
Relationships.
Talk about it.
Very difficult.
Tell me why. What?
I don't trust people. I don't.
I just reached out. I said, I don't know, you didn't see it during the break. At the end of the last segment, I remember where you were talking. I reached out to touch you, and I thought to myself, how dare me touch you? I have no right to do that, especially what you've been through. Is that part of an issue also for you or no?
Physical relationships have been very different. It's not something that I really feel a great love or emotion for. Generally has brought me back to the time that I was raped. Still, to this day, is something very difficult for me.
Even knowing, though, that if it were not for you, this man would not be off the streets and could have done this for so many people. Let's talk. How did you get away? You're driving down the road. You actually said to the rapist, well, I think it's getting a little dark outside. Maybe we ought to go home. He thinks he's taking his girlfriend home, right?
Yeah, he was going to go introduce me to his mom.
And you said, yeah, I'll meet your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him anything you can.
Anything he wanted to hear, I was ready to tell him.
You ended up telling him, look, I got to stop by my office. That's the beathead. I got to stop by my office just to get my purse. Then we'll go meet your mom. So he took you right to your office.
He did. As we got closer, he says, well, aren't they going to be mad? Which at first in my mind, I think, well, why would they be mad? In his mind, I'm not turning him in. So he didn't kidnap me. So he created a story for me to tell him.
About why you were out of work for 4 hours.
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. And said, why don't we just go to my mom's and you can call him? So I used anything I could. I need to brush my hair, I need the chapstick in my purse, any excuse I could to get back to my work. Because had I gone to his mom's or wherever, it maybe would be possible for me to get away at that point, but a lot harder to catch him. And I really wanted him caught at that point. So we went back to my work.
Walk inside, dial 911, cops came, bingo bango off the streets.
Yes.
How long did they put him away for?
I went to his sentencing, and they gave me the opportunity to speak at his sentencing, which I took advantage of because anything I could do to keep him there longer. And they gave him the maximum they could, which was 15 to life.
15 to life, and that's one more rapist off the street. So what does Stephanie do to move on?
It's a process I'm now dealing with. It's a continual process, but sharing my story with other people, hoping that anything that can come out of it to help someone else, that helps me. I try to get the positive out of it as much as possible.
And there is the option. Again, I don't know if this is something that's taught or told, but there is an option. The option is to fight and flee, or the option is to cooperate. Some people will tell you cooperating may cost you your life. In this case, it didn't. And as a matter of fact, just staying calm enough to think it through, to assess the situation, is what you're going to have to do, ladies, if you're caught in a situation like this. Got to take a break. When we come back later on in the show, our aftercare specialist is going to come out and talk to you a little bit more about what you need to do to move a little bit further ahead. We're going to take a break. When we come back,